Obviously key to the match-up and the rematch in 24 of 2020 is the assumption for Republicans is that some people will have changed their mind, the hate might have fallen off a little bit, but is your expectation that if it is the rematch, and as you say, all the polls seem to point that way regardless of whether there are better candidates around and ones that perform differently and better in different states, not a small point, but is your sense of America that America has hardened in its hate for Trump and that makes it harder for him to break what happened in 2020, or is it the plummeting nature of Biden that means enough people stay away for Trump to repeat what he did in 2020, but Biden can't repeat what he did in 2020?
No, it's the former. It's the first one, because I think what's happening here is, look, a certain set of people hate Trump no matter what, right? That's why the phrase Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, took off. Now you're going to have another set of people that rightly or wrongly will see all these indictments, and God only knows where we'll be at in the 14 months from now when the general election is, again, if he becomes the nominee, who will think that whether it's legit or not, if there are indictments that are sitting around there, they're going to think something's there. Again, right or wrong. So that's going to push a certain set of people away. The simple truth is that we know that the negatives on Trump are extremely high. So I don't see someone who suddenly voted for Biden last time suddenly being like, you know, he is old this time, I guess I'll vote for Trump. I think that's one of the real issues that Trump has. He has to find new voters, and I don't know where those new voters for. I know you didn't ask about DeSantis, and I mentioned him before, but that's one of the reasons that I'm supporting him. It's not just because I support the policies. It's also because I see him as someone who can get new voters to change affiliation. Not only do I see it, I know it because I meet plenty of people like myself here in Florida who post-COVID moved because they wanted to be in a place that was freer, that had lower taxes, that was getting wokeism out of schools, et cetera. So former liberals are now voting as first-time Floridian Republicans. The question for Trump and for his supporters is, who is the new person who is going to say, okay, I'm no longer a Democrat, I am now voting for Trump, who I most likely hated 4 years ago? I just don't know who that person is.
Well, if those voters exist, let's call them mugshot Republicans, the ones who may well flip because of that. Enjoy that. Free one. I give it to you as you gave us the new studio to me.